Christmas equals KFC, at least in Japan. Santa and fried chicken are probably not the duo that comes to mind when I bring up Christmas. In fact, if we're talking about anything defrosting, it's definitely Mariah Carey 2 months before Christmas rather than some frozen chicken pieces. But take a look at how common the practice of eating KFC on Christmas Day in Japan is.
クリスマスにケンタッキーは食べますか？
食べます。食べちゃった。
食べてましたね。
食べてましたね。食べます。クリスマス以外でケンタッキー食べることってありますか？
ないです。食べないです。
全然食べないです。
クリスマスになったら食べると。
食べます。
Many of them say they don't even normally eat KFC, but they will go out of their way to get it on Christmas, which results in these massive lines, with people queuing on a cold winter day for 3 to 4 hours just for KFC. To help people skip the line, KFC Japan opens up pre-orders for Christmas Day 2 months in advance. So, how did KFC become Japan's Christmas tradition? There are 2 reasons. Christmas being a secular holiday in Japan which laid the foundation for all of this to happen, and a stroke of genius from this band, Takeshi Okawara. First, let's go back in time a bit, like 1950s back. Following the Second World War, Japan entered a rapid period of economic growth, known as the Japanese economic miracle. By the 1950s and 60s, disposable income rose, which meant Japanese people had more money to spend and to indulge themselves with. It was a good time to be a foreign brand, because thanks to everyone's growing incomes, there was a lot of interest in Western goods, fashion trends, and foods. Between the 1970s and 80s, fast food stores in Japan grew by 600%, and this was also when KFC was introduced. But really, the crucial part I want to focus on here is not the adoption of Western fast food in Japan, but rather their holidays. Christmas is a religious holiday in the West where Christians celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. But if you look at Japan, less than 1% of the Japanese population is Christian, as most Japanese people, if they are religious, follow Shinto or Buddhism, which means Christmas is more of a secular celebration there, an occasion that is not linked to any religious practices. The jolly spirit still exists, of course, with families reuniting and spending time together, but regardless of whether it's a commercial holiday or a day for families to bond, it doesn't have much to do with Jesus. This left Christmas Day in a very interesting spot. People want to celebrate a holiday, but there's no tradition here because very few people in Japan are Christian. So what now? The answer was delivered by Takeshi Okawara, the manager of the first KFC in Japan that opened in Nagoya in 1970. There's a few conflicting stories on how this legend birthed the whole tradition, but the most common one is that Okawara heard an expat saying how they missed having turkey for Christmas, so he thought to himself, well, let's offer them chicken instead. He could not have guessed that when he did offer chicken, it wasn't expats who ate it up, it was the Japanese. KFC launched their Christmas bucket officially in 1974 with the slogan, "Kentucky is Christmas." Real subtle. And they invested heavily in marketing to tie the association of these 2 things together, like collaborating with iconic singer Mariya Takeuchi, who you might know from her song Plastic Love. The Mariya Takeuchi wrote a song exclusively for KFC's Christmas campaign, and it is a banger. The song is very festive and Christmassy sounding, and it brings back a lot of memories with Japanese people. But the lyrics are actually a little sad or bittersweet. The chorus literally goes, "Christmas is coming this year in order to wipe out all the sad incidents that happened." It's not exactly what you expect for an upbeat Christmas jingle, but it is somehow very Japanese to evoke feelings of melancholy or to be reflective on a happy day, especially since Christmas is about families getting together. Maybe you had a rough year, but this one day is when you can forget about everything and just enjoy being with your family and KFC. Japanese people might want KFC for Christmas, but what I want for Christmas is for you to know that you deserve a better email service. Think about it for a second. Did you really sign up for Gmail because you liked what was offered, or because it's just the first option you thought of? What if I told you Gmail can see all of the data in the messages that you sent? You think what you're sending is private? No. Unless you're using Proton Mail. Proton Mail is the world's leading private email service based in Switzerland and is trusted by journalists, political activists, security experts, and over 100 million people worldwide. I don't want my email data to be sold to advertisers. When I do send emails, I only want me and whoever I send it to read it. It's crazy to me that so many big email providers do this, and you just have no idea unless you're one of the people that actually reads terms and conditions. But now that you know this, you can do something about it. Proton Mail has no ads, no trackers, and your emails are encrypted. It's honestly the golden standard of what an email service should be. And best of all, it's free. Making the move is super quick and seamless. I'd highly recommend giving Proton Mail a try. Trust me, you won't want to go back. And you deserve an email service that doesn't snitch on you. Click my link in the description to try it for free today. Thank you Proton Mail for sponsoring this video, and now back to Japan's obsession with KFC on Christmas. This link between KFC and Christmas may still be very bizarre to us, but let me show you some of their ads because the marketing team was cooking. You know what? I never realized this, but Colonel Sanders does kind of look like Santa. Also, it's just sending me that on the sleigh is a giant bucket of KFC. But you get the vibe now, right? KFC really took over Christmas, and they're able to induce so much FOMO or fear of missing out if you don't participate in the tradition they made up. Now, final ad. This is crazy, by the way. KFC, you should be paying me for all these free mid-rolls I'm doing. So at the end of that ad, the kids were saying, Mama, Papa, 今年はケンタッキー予約してね, or Mama, Papa, this year please reserve KFC. And if you have kids, that's a done deal. Like, are you really going to disappoint your kids this year? Huh? On Christmas, all they want is KFC, not a Disneyland trip. It's only $30, and you're not getting it for them? Really? All I can say is that Japanese children are spoiled. They'll never know the pain of hearing we have food at home. And the rest is literally history. Hokkaido resident Naomi tells CNN that every year since she was a child, she has been eating KFC for Christmas, and she intends to continue that tradition with her kids. This has to be one of the most successful cases of marketing ever, because KFC really is Christmas in Japan. And to this day, because KFC marketed themselves as a Western tradition, some Japanese people will be in genuine shock if you tell them, no, Americans do not line up to eat Kentucky Fried Chicken on Christmas Day.
毎年食べる。毎年食べる。うちはもうもっぱら食べるな。実は海外でもうケンタッキーってクリスマスの日に食べないんです。そんなわけないやろ。ほんま嘘つくなよ。僕はちなみにクリスマスの次の日に来るんです。あ、そうなの？めっちゃ空いてるんです。いやでもクリスマスにケンタッキーちゃうやろ。
So maybe hold back on saying that. Somehow I get the feeling that this might be the Japanese equivalent of telling a kid Santa isn't real. Merry early Christmas everyone. I hope you all have a great festive season and subscribe. I'm gonna go buy some KFC. You can have one if you sub. Joking, I'm not that stingy. You can have one anyways. But also please sub. Thank you for being here, and thank you to my patrons for the endless support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!